welcome back everyone to another video. And yes guys, I am in my Spider-Man uniform, and also yes, I did watch I know Spider-Man No Way Home is finally out. Whew, it's been a long ride, hasn't it? So yeah guys, also you may know that the wait is over, and also I know it is pretty complicated now as we're kind of bit as we are as we're finally as Marvel did return to the theaters, but essentially right now, yeah, the movies yeah, I did watch the movie. Spoiler alert. So no spoilers ahead. Well, I might give out some spoilers because New Rockstars already spoiled the movie. So credit to him. So credit to those guys. And so yeah. Also, yeah. I know it has been a long ride for Marvel. You know, as essentially, you know, like. Back at like basically back at like basically like basically like basically I know that is I know that the whole Spider-Man, I know that this might be even the final film in the MCU Spider-Man saga, but also yeah, it looks like the wait it looks like it's probably an end of an era for Spider-Man, I guess. Well, not really, but usually, but right now, yeah, I'm glad, No Way Home is finally out. Also, I'm giving a review on the movie and just preparing for the movie because even though the movie has came out, like 2 days ago, but also, yeah, it is fantastic, and it is amazing, you know, and it is fantastic. But because basically, you can also realize that the visual effects of the movie were such a amazing hit, you know, like what I realized is that it doesn't mean about the plot or anything. It is also with with the whole storyline and its plot twist, and also usually when it comes to both Sammy Raimi Spider-Man and also the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man, it is also pretty obvious that this Spider-Man really did hit the box office. Hit the box office records so hard. Like, also, yeah, it's breaking a lot of records, you know. Like, it really grossed $100 million in the box office. And that's a lot. Yeah, he needs to get to 1 million. Needs to get to 1 billion, by the way. And it's immediately close behind Avengers Endgame and Avatar. And usually, so when it also comes to its own great responsibility for the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It is also really obvious for the movie itself, and also from its visual effects and great performance by the actors, and also. I did absolutely love the scenes with with Spider-Man and MJ and also just them working together, and also like the scene of, oh my god, you know what? They really did add. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, aka Bully Maguire, in the aka Bully Maguire in the movie. Aka Bully aka Bully Maguire in the movie, and the aka Bully Maguire in the movie, and aka Bully Maguire in the movie, and I am impressed. I am impressed about that. I'm absolutely surprised. I'm absolutely surprised. I'm absolutely surprised. Like usually, we all know that Spider-Man has been in the MCU for absolutely 5 years now, since 2016, and well, even though 2 years after the Sony Pictures hack, even to when there was also a deal with Sony and Marvel, and also essentially we all know that that Spider-Man's owned by Sony, and Marvel apparently hold the rights to Spider-Man, and usually so, like like Sony owns the film and the rights to the character, and also usually when it also comes to both when it also comes to both the Amazing Spider-Man and also Tom Holland Spider-Man, it was such a amazing such an amazing ride for this guy. But also right now, I did also the performance was so great. Like usually Tom Holland, from Spider-Man: Homecoming and Far From Home, they really did awesome performance where they had massive stunt, where they had massive scenes of school, and also with it felt like a sitcom, like from WandaVision or Hawkeye, for example. Like usually when it comes to both, when it comes to both, when it comes to both, Andrew Garfield, when it comes to both, Spider-Man: Homecoming, you know that it is pretty obvious that the film, that film is going to reach its 5th anniversary next year, along with, oh my god, you know what? Along with the 10th anniversary of the Amazing Spider-Man and the 20th anniversary of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. And yeah, also I did absolutely love the performance, the visual effects, and also the style. And usually when it also comes to both those scenes all together, the style is also with it's in Spider-Man, usually not without Thor and Captain America, whatever, but also in Captain America: Civil War, even though there was actually that scene of Peter Parker, and then it was so just such amazing, from apparently, so you could also think of the visual effects and the art, and the whole performance by the actors, and also with its box office grossing, it has been an absolute phenomenon. It's absolutely been a phenomenon hit for Marvel. And yeah, apparently so. I do absolutely love the Fortnite collab. Essentially, if you don't know, apparently, if you don't, if you don't know, yes, Spider-Man, Spider-Man is in Fortnite, and also, yeah, I really forgot to do a live stream about that, and I do apologize. But yeah, and also along with that, yes, they did brought out Tom Holland Spider-Man and Zendaya's MJ, but also, yeah, apparently, I know, yeah, because right now, it's really obvious that they really did so well with these guys, and also with the characters of and also with the whole development time, with the whole development time, development time, development times put into these movies, and also with their own multiverse style, movies with the Spider-Verse. You know that we had with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where they usually had Sony's properties with Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Gwen Stacy, and you know what? It was such a hit. No Way Home was usually inspired by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where they really had to get the villains back to the where they had to get them back, where they had to get the characters back into their own universes. Like for example, Doc Ock, and also Doc Ock and also Green Goblin and the Lizard, and even Electro, and also Sandman. And it was crazy, you know. And also, like with the appearance of like Matt Monaco, aka Daredevil from the Netflix series, it was an amazing hit, you know. And also, like, I do know it was such a big it was such a great movie. And also, like, right now I might see it a second time. Usually like with usually like with the characters and whatever, you know, it is also like a great hit for Spider-Man. Usually like with the whole visual effects. It was the same visual effects from Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home, and also from Avengers Endgame. But this time they had to like do it with like a Doctor Strange style plus WandaVision and Hawkeye, and even so and even that and even Avengers Infinity War. Like usually so, it always comes to the point where they really did make a massive box office hit for the movie. Like usually so, it's also great, you know, because also like with the whole stunts, and also with the whole, I don't think there was stunts in the movie. Well, there was some stunts, and also like there was also like awesome Tom Cruise. There was also like awesome. There was like an awesome mission. There was like awesome the Falcon and Winter Soldier John Walker scenes. No, Falcon and Winter Soldier scenes, and also like tying in with Hawkeye, and also with Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. And then usually so when it also comes to the point for both Spider-Man, and also like comes to the point for the Spider-Verse, as you know, because right now it's also clarified that they did really well with these characters, with their own box office, and also with their own characters performance, and also plot, and even the story. And essentially, like, they did broke a lot of box office records, as you really know. But yeah, apparently so. That makes the big difference for both the Amazing Spider-Man. Usually when they had the scene of both MJ, like with Gwen Stacy, and also like with the scene of Bully Maguire, it felt like John Walker. And yeah, apparently so, like when it also like comes to the point for like, you know, the bit where they had the bit when they had the bit when they had the bit where they had the Spider-Man coming together, like Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire. It was such amazing. Like it was like the Avengers, as you know. And also, it's also like a great hit for both Marvel. Like Sony also really did really well for this movie. Like usually with their own marketing campaigns, and also like with the Fortnite collab, and also like with and also like with and also like with other um and also like with other marketing campaigns, like with the motor with motor companies, essentially like with Toyota, for example. I'm not sure about Toyota, but whatever. So yeah. Um so yeah, I absolutely love Spider-Man No Way Home, and also the performance was immediately such a great hit, as you know. And then also like with the scene where they had the scene of them where they had um Spider-Man, where they had both the Spider-Man coming, mm, where they had like the Homecoming style scenes, the scenes like with And then usually and then at the end we had Spider-Man. Spoilers. We had Spider-Man um, apparently sacrificing the no, he wasn't sacrificing. Apparently, he was to restore his identity and to keep it a secret and to sacrifice the memory and to sacrifice the memory of and to sacrifice the memories and to sacrifice his friends MJ and Ned and Doctor Strange and Happy Hogan's memories, so they won't forget about him, and they will. So they're all gonna. So they all forget. So they all forget about him, and also like he's been like he hasn't really got a standard record since Aunt May died. Spoilers. Since sadly Aunt May died in the movie. It's also obvious it is actually just a reference to both the other Spider-Man films, and it's actually just a reference to the comic, and it's actually from the comics when MJ where Spider-Man's aunt dies, and then also the scene where they also the scene where they also had um the scene where they also had Spider-Man immediately dealing with his own life without Aunt May, and also like to help, and also to immediately cure these villains, except and also like to like Green Goblin, for example. Like usually, so when he was also like gonna, and then also usually when they were like going for these characters, they were also like trying to make the big plot twist as the big F on these guys, and also that basically the Amazing Spider-Man usually, for example, and also with Tobey Maguire. I've been so many great characters. I've been like the Avengers for Spider-Man. Like, into Spider-Verse. Even though without Miles Morales, apparently we might get Miles very soon. But also, yeah, I did absolutely love the scene also with you know, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Like usually, like Aunt May's death was also like with Gwen Stacy's death, or like Toby Peter Parker's MJ's death. I don't know. So yeah, it really did make sense that these characters, like three major Spider-Man characters in three Spider-Man franchises, had to die in the same way, like with like MJ, Gwen, and also Aunt May. Usually it's all a bit the same, and then also like Zenda's MJ almost dies, but whatever. Although he was saved by by the Amazing by the Amazing Spider-Man, and then also as you think about it, it was also just like it was all immediately, and apparently like this whole love of both Spider-Man and MJ immediately just feels so James Bond like, because it's also just as James Bond it's just a James Bond style romance scene, romance saga where they immediately have like in James Bond where they also in the comics when Spider-Man usually had to immediately love someone, like usually with when that is MJ or like with or like Betty or Gwen. It's also pretty obvious when they had to make the profit for these characters, and then also when it comes to both the Amazing Spider-Man, it also makes sense that they did have different romances, like with MJ Gwen or like MJ. So yeah, and then also like with the scene of and then also with the scene of um with the scene of with the scene of Spider-Man with the scene of with the scene of with the scene of Spider-Man doing an Avengers Endgame style bit to make everyone forget that he's Spider-Man, meaning that really so no one knows who he is, and that nor MJ or Ned or Strange, because basically he's a nobody. Like, if you kind of also realize back in Star Wars: The Last Jedi, when also there was actually a scene of Rey being a nobody, and that his family her family was apparently just apparently cheated her, and then also and then usually they just had to they had to sell her off. They had to sell her off, and then usually so um mm, and then usually so in the Rise of Skywalker, like his family was also just her family was also just like was grand junk dealers, if you know. And then in Spider-Man we also had a scene with that Spider-Man, that we also know that Spider-Man since Aunt May died, Spider-Man hasn't got a record, like, because basically his family is unknown. His family is unknown. His family is unknown. His family is unknown. He doesn't have a family, and also his aunt and uncle, like Uncle Ben and Aunt May, are both dead. And also with both MJ, and also with MJ, it's also pretty complicated as you do think about it, because right now, like, Spider-Man is also having this Last Jedi bit, and also with stars like James Bond, or with Harry Potter, or with the Avengers, or with Captain America, the First Avenger, for example. Like, usually when there's always a romance when and when Captain America had to go back to his love interest in Endgame. In Endgame, it's really obvious that they want to eventually change that. They really had to make that a romance scene, so that Captain America could so that Cap's Peggy Carter is also the only love he only has, even Sharon, or Black Widow, whatever. And then also it's all James Bond style. Like, usually for 007, it makes sense that they really have Bond having his own lover, trying to get to his own lover, and apparently every girlfriend he has dies in every movie, like, except No Time to Die. Spoilers, I haven't watched that movie yet. And also with Skyfall, or Casino Royale. Like, usually, so these movies that they do, it's essentially important for the MCU, and then also with with Die Hard, for example. Like, usually both Spider-Man and Hawkeye are both Die Hard movies and TV shows. Like, usually Spider-Man apparently is Christmas, and also set between summer and Christmas. Usually it's a Die Hard. It's Die Hard, because basically Die Hard is also with the same plot of having John McClane dealing with terrorists, and then also with Spider-Man dealing with his villains, dealing with villains that apparently ruin his life, and apparently and also ruining his romance with MJ, and then also with both James Bond and also with Die Hard. It's really complicated now. That they're both are Christmas movies, essentially with the Batman, or with James Bond, whatever. But then usually every movie, the whole blockbuster movies, have romance scenes, especially with Spider-Man, and it also comes to the point where they have every single plot line, so that for every romance, and then also with the deaths are MJ, not MJ, the deaths of Happy Hogan, no, no, but the deaths of Aunt May, and also like with Gwen in the Amazing Spider-Man. It also makes sense that they are trying to make a difference for both those plots, for both the story of Spider-Man in the MCU. So yeah, that's and yeah, apparently, so when they also when it comes to the point for Spider-Man in the MCU, it's also just such a big James Bond and Die Hard movie, and then also like with every plot lines and and single and also every single plot and every single Spider-Man comic and every single reference to, and every single reference to the comics where they had a romance scene and also with Spider-Man's family members dying, and also like with his lover dying, and in the movie it's also with Aunt May dying, and then also with and apparently also with Doctor Strange dealing with her that just trying to just restoring his identity to sacrifice his memories of his friends, and also everyone cares about that knows he's Spider-Man. And then also the visual effects apparently really just look like Endgame, and then also Spider-Man Homecoming, as you know, because this actually did give me so much Spider-Man Homecoming vibes, plus Captain America Civil War vibes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I might see Spider-Man No Way Home again. Well, especially since the movie came out. But right now, it's about time that this whole Spider-Man saga has is finally coming to an end. Especially ever since even though I know there is a fourth Spider-Man out there, and hopefully that'll be made, it might make sense for to continue the Spider-Man saga with a fourth movie. Like usually it was confirmed, and we know the fourth movie, a fourth Spider-Man is confirmed. A fourth Spider-Man is confirmed, but right now, even though this whole Spider-Man period has been going on for 2 years, with the Olympic Games, from when the Olympics are just held every 4 years, and then also with the Avengers period where they have a movie came out in 4 years. Essentially, the first one was apparently essentially the first movie was with the Avengers in 2012, and then Age of Ultron in 2015, which is really not part of the 4 years. But that's also 3 years, and then Avengers period is also 3 years straight. So Avengers in 2012, and also with 1, 2, 3 the 2013, 2014, 2015 to Avengers Age of Ultron, and then 2016, 2017, 2018 to Infinity War, and then also 2019, and then 2019, which is 1 year for Endgame. And apparently the Spider-Man period also goes around for 2 years, and it's also just and it's kind of a bit complicated with the Olympic game with the Olympic Games Olympiad, for example. The Olympiad is a period, and also the Avengers is a period. So also when we get a new Spider-Man movie for the next 2 years, it all makes sense, but hopefully time will tell. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And also I want to absolutely thank Sony. I'm not sure if this I don't know. Well, even though I might get this video sponsored by Sony, but whatever. So yeah, this video is fun. So yeah, I love to thank Marvel, and I love to thank Marvel. I love to thank Marvel and Sony for the great help of this movie, for the great work for this movie, and for bringing back all the Spider-Man, old Spider-Man film movies, like the Amazing Spider-Man and also Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. But yeah, and then also then also with, and then also like with, and then apparently also when it also like comes to both like with the James Bond style, it's essentially so great for both, for both Spider-Man movies and both the MCU movies, and both the MCU movies, and both the MCU movies, and both the and both the MCU movies, and both the MCU movies. So yeah, I just so yeah, for sponsor. So yeah, this video is sponsored by Sony, and also with the heavily and also with the heavily heart of Spider-Man: No Way Home. Thank you. Thank you, Sony and Tom Holland, for this great work for this movie. Like, thank you so much for this great appreciation for Spider-Man: No Way Home, but all good things for Spider-Man saga must come to an end. And for Marvel, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a great a pleasure. Pleasure. All right. So, all right. So, thanks for watching, guys, and and don't forget, I'll probably watch Spider-Man: No Way Home again. I'll probably watch Spider-Man: No Way Home again. Until next time, I'll see you. I'll see you when I watch the act. I'll see you. I'll see you. I'll see you. I'll see you when I see when I see the movie. When I see the movie for when I see the movie for a second time. And also plus and also second and also honorable mention. Yeah, I'm glad I'm back after my 2 week hiatus. 2 week hiatus. But it's also just because my live stream is broken because I haven't got my live stream enabled. So yeah, but don't worry, I'll get that. But don't worry, I'm getting that fixed. But I'll see. But I'll see when but don't worry, I'm gonna do live streaming again. I'm gonna do some live streaming again whenever I want to. So yeah. So yeah. So yeah, thank you, Marvel, for this great movie. And also and don't forget, guys. I'll see you. I'll see you on. I'll see you on the flip. I'll see you at I'll see you at I'll see you next time. I'll see I'll see you I'll see you next I'll see you next time. Peace.